Alright, so it's time for us to take our HyperTenere out for a little fun, which means we need to gear up. So here we go.
Alright, well that's super sketchy, but it's what we got. So, it is time, everybody, to make a bit of a trip. Try not to get killed or pulled over or anything like that. Maybe our bike will even hold together. We're gonna go these boots are not built to be this close to your body. We're going on a bit of adventure. So we just put this thing back together, gassed it up, and we're gonna go try and do some off-roading. So to do that though, I'm actually headed out to the coast to a place called Westport for an annual campout with some co-workers of mine. Or former co-workers, I guess, because I have decided to try this YouTube thing. So we'll see how this thing goes. Right now, the bike is moving pretty smooth. So we'll catch you all in a bit.
Alright, so we made it in to the campsite. Well, this isn't my campsite, this is the campsite of the guys I ride with. And the bike survived and mostly didn't eat itself. I'll show you a couple things. We've had a little bit of carnage already. Bike is actually pretty stable. I didn't notice too much vibration. I noticed some vibration really low, but that's probably due to our wheel eating our fender. I'll show you that. I do need to remember to adjust my front foot controls. I'm wearing some big, there we go. Some off-roady type boots. They are much less flexible than a lot of my road boots. So this adjustment works fine for my road boots. I can't really get my off-road toes underneath the shift. So I gotta do that. Remember to do that if you're wearing off-road gear as opposed to your street gear. I've also, the first thing in Carnage I actually broke yesterday. And that's our front light mount right here. So this is a new mount, you'll notice, because there's no bolts. I actually just double-sided taped that in there. And I broke this trying to pull it out of the garage. I hit this on the garage support, broke it, and now this this light socket is behaving weirdly. So I'm not sure if I broke something in the socket or if I just tweaked some wires in this thing or something. But that'll be a little bit of looking to see what I did wrong there. Finally, the biggest thing of Carnage, that used to be a complete front fender, and now it is almost two front fenders. Let's get in here close. You can see this wheel. This used to be a nice red thing all the way up here, and then this would all be continuous. That's all gone. So my wheel actually ate my front fender. So when I thought I had enough space, the answer is I didn't. So yeah, luckily rubber is pretty abrasive, more abrasive and tougher than the plastic fenders they make these things in. So we'll just pull that off here and be on our way. But actually everything else seemed to go pretty well. So that's not a bad shakedown ride all told. Everything seemed to work pretty well. I forgot how cramped this bike is with a bunch of gear on it, so that's all gonna have to change. I need to get rid of the tank bag and get all this stuff hanging off the side. So we'll do that when we redesign a lot of our stuff. But now let's go take it out and see how she does off the road. All right, so it ended up being the next day. and we got distracted by drinking beer instead of going out riding. But we're gonna try and get out on the beach at low tide here so we can see some cool stuff, go ride over some stuff we probably shouldn't, which means I gotta do a couple adjustments. So I've already adjusted my foot controls down here. So you can see most bikes have a foot control adjustment down in here. Let's see if you guys can actually even see any of that. Yeah. Most bikes have a foot control, way to adjust where this pedal is. So in this case, you have lock nuts on this side and a lock nut back here. If you undo them, you can spin this shaft, and it's threaded such that if you spin it one way, it'll thread up this side and thread up this side. If you spin it the other way, it'll thread them out. So this is basically showing how far back you can put these things. So I put it back pretty much as far as I could comfortably put it on this, and leave me enough room to shift. So I should be able to shift everything just fine, and that's gonna be good. But now, time to pull off our split fender here. So So I think I figured out why this fender's eating itself. So maybe I didn't do the best job of tightening a couple of these fasteners, because this fastener up here, can we see that? It's supposed to be a fastener in this hole, and there's not. And I have not pulled that fastener out yet. So apparently a fastener set fell off, and it allowed the whole thing to cant forward and our wheel to eat it. It's not good.
Well, all right. We're finally getting out. And I think I have this thing. Readjust my mileage here. Yes, I can get into second. So I was coming to get a little bit of gas because I was pretty close to the end of my tank. And I realized I'd adjusted the controls so far back. No, guess we're going this way. That I couldn't even get into second gear, which was a little ridiculous. But now we're on our way. But yeah, I think we're relatively set here for doing what we can off-road. Got a couple cameras set up. They're not on yet, but we'll see how she goes. I'll bring you guys back when we're hitting the sand for the first time. I got a couple guys with me. These guys I normally take trips with. So they might help me film a little bit and make this a little ridiculous. All right, well, here goes nothing. So this will be the first off-roading or intentional real off-roading that we might have done in this thing. So I got a couple of the guys up there already, and they're gonna take some footage, but we'll see how this thing goes. I'm not super confident. Luckily, speed limit's like 25, which is basically first gear anyway on this thing. So let's see if these guys are coming up. How shady this gets. Looks pretty straightforward coming through here. Oh shit. A little squirrely, but not too bad overall. I do not have a good turning radius on this thing, so we'll see what she she does and how she likes it. Not too bad. So let's get going a little bit here. Not too bad. It was kind of fun. The thing's just going like this the entire way. All right, let's see if we can not overheat this thing. Tell you what, this thing's a bit twitchy. Shall we go out into the water? Yeah, it's so weird doing this thing because the bike's moving around off-road like it's kind of like it's supposed to. So if you're riding an off-road bike, the bike just kind of moves around underneath you, and if you have everything set up close to good, it basically moves around to where the grip is. So you let the bike do its thing, and then you just try not to panic, basically. And so when I hit that first little patch of sand, everything started moving around in a way I'm not used to on this bike. I've only had that experience once on this bike where everything's moving around like that, and that was when I really cooked the turn in Backroads, California, and I was all over the grip. I was way out of shape for everything. So this is kind of hilarious to be out up here. It's not moving around too much. These tires are really good, so they feel like you're on like maybe a slightly dirty road. You just get a little bit of movement, but get up in the second here and cruise a little bit more. But it's actually, there's Mr. San Diego right there. At some point I'll cut together a trip from about 4 or 5 years ago where we the three of us and another guy went together. That's the sensei, Mr. Hibbard. This is sweet. I could probably have done this on street tires. I wouldn't have wanted to though. Like I probably would have dug in as soon as I got off into the soft stuff, as opposed to just like cruising along in this. So this is yeah, we're still recording. This is hilarious. Admittedly, this isn't like the truest of true off-road tests, but because we didn't really take any trails to get here, although there's a little off-roady trail to get back into the campground. I am noticing one thing I'm going to have to change is I really can't get a ton of steering angle out of this thing. You get up going a little bit and you start getting sand going. Is it spinning? There's Andy. I could get it to spin in first if I did it in first here, but ooh, that looks deeper. This is nice, just cruising in second. The bike doesn't look like it's going to overheat that way. I believe if I were cruising this much in first, I would have started to get the bike a little hot, but looks like it's sitting pretty right now. This thing's pretty sweet. Ride through some water, clean off the front here. Oh, are these like kite people? What's going on up here? deep these things are up. Now, if I remember right, this actually goes for several miles. My neutral light's on. That's awkward. Have I already broken something else on this bike? Oh, sweet. They got like a whole camper caravan going on out here. That's sweet. Let's try some of this stuff down here and see if it's like super deep or anything. It's a little ridiculous. Those guys brought some wave runners out to the beach. Nice. The suspension actually does feel different. So I've hit some big bumps when it was in a much stiffer setting, and it was not this comfortable. Admittedly, I'm on much softer tires as well as on like a softer surface, but this suspension setup is really making a difference as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I need to change it all anyway, but it is making a difference. God, that thing like really wants to pick up that front when I... Yeah! Yes! Don't spray me, bro! Alright, let's see if we can get one going. Nope, that was terrible. Let's try that again. Well, that was ridiculous. Look how deep this is. Ah, it can't be that bad. I wonder what those posts are. I think those are like slurring zones or something. Man, last time I was out on this beach, I was actually on that bike right there. There were not this many people. This is a lot more people out. Admittedly, I think it was overcast and kind of a shitty day, but... Oh god, that was glorious. I did not see that hole down there. Hey, what now? The bike's cool, bro. Oh, this is some deep sand. Come on. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Yep, that's the spot. Oh, this is nicer sand out here. other guys with, yeah, that looks workable. All right, final Carnage update. Just went out with the boss babe. She was riding that one. There she goes. And motorcycle does surprisingly well, believe it or not. Although I did notice an overheating problem. But total Carnage is... We broke our front light before we ever got here, and then we ate our front fender. That's no longer on there, which causes us an overheating problem down in here. Nope, you can't see any of that. Basically, instead of flinging sand and dirt and crap up into the fender, it slings it into the radiator, which causes the bike to overheat. And this bike already struggles at slow speed heating and cooling issues, so that's a problem we're gonna have to fix. And finally, my neutral light is broken. It says I'm always in neutral even when I'm doing 60. So, you know, we should probably work on that or just ignore the neutral light entirely. One of the two. So that's about it for us here. We've got to finish getting packed up and get out of the way so that we don't have to deal with any traffic and my bike doesn't overheat on the road, which would be even worse. Bike performed really well, admirably. I was really impressed with it. Broke a few things, but that's part of the fun of sending it. So thanks for watching, everyone. My name's Andrew. This has been another Make and Break YouTube channel. This is our Project HyperTenere. If you like this video, hit like, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think. I do read them all. And if you're liking what we're doing in this channel, both our Project HyperTenere, our Doritos Locos RX-8 race car, or our other stuff that we got coming down the line, definitely hit subscribe, ding that like bell button, the YouTube stuff, and so you get notified when we put out a new video. So thanks for watching. Again, my name is Andrew. This is Make and Break YouTube channel. We've had some struggles the last couple weeks, but you get back out here and you have some fun on your projects, and you realize that the only question we ever had to answer on this thing was why not, and we answered it correctly. Catch you guys later.
Hi, Joey.